very much, Stephen. Thank you so much there for giving us an insightful presentation and for really explaining inflammation. Thank you very much. Can everyone just give some appreciation? Come on, you know, there's a little clap sign. Can put some appreciation. There's Brenny there saying absolutely excellent presentation.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we're appreciating you right now, Stephen. Thank you so much for giving us so much insight, so much insight into our, you know, starting us off on our wellness journey. So thank you. Shez is saying thank you. Janine is saying thank you. We've got so many people there really just appreciating the presentation that you have given for us today. So as Stephen has said, you will have access to Mariandina products on the through contacting myself. So please make note of my contact details. I will put our contact details in the chat for you now. Also, there were a few of us that weren't able to access from the beginning of the presentation. I'm going to put the link to our YouTube channel in the chat right now. If everyone can save the link to our YouTube, within the 24-hour period, you will have the full presentation, although it might be in bite-sized chunks and smaller videos, but you will have access to all of this presentation on our YouTube channel. So please like, share, and subscribe. There are many people in our family that would benefit from listening to this. We have many people that are having asthma that are not being told about things that we can do to actually prevent and to ease the heal. So please share with them. And like we said, any of those that are interested in having 3-month packages, 6-month packages, 12-month packages, please contact myself and I will provide you with all the details on how to do so. We also have a live website for mariandinasupplements.com where you can place your order and we will get that out to you so that you can begin to enjoy and reap all the wonderful benefits of Mariandina. So we're going to go right now into asking a few questions. Again, I'm sure we've all got questions, so I will take, there was one question during the presentation that I will take. If you can kindly just, if you have a question, Pauline Martin, you have your hand up. You have a question for us?
Oh, yes, I do. Stephen said about the nuts. Now, I make smoothies and I put all the various nuts in there, these linseed, etc., etc. They say that, I've been told that it is better to eat them raw, so you're chewing them, than putting them in a smoothie. Yeah, and I want to know, is that true? Is it the potency of the nuts different by chewing them because the mixture and the saliva than blending them up and just drinking them?
I think that's a very good question. Thank you for asking.
Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
It makes absolute sense. What you're saying is that, shall we just eat the nuts, obviously, or just put them in a... Now, for some people, their teeth are not strong enough to eat the nuts. And I'm only saying that because of decay or things like that, or the pain in the teeth, and they find that they can't just chew hard things. But that's why people do them in a smoothie and things like I was talking about. But if you are going to, again, something like almonds, sometimes we realize that you will actually get what we call a better value of nutrition.
Sorry, Steve, I'm not hearing you because people are talking and I can't hear. Sorry.
Can people mute themselves if they can, and it's ready to speak? Thank you very much. If you can mute yourself, if you have your microphone on, if you can mute yourself, that'd be really great. Rebecca, you the host?
No, I haven't put myself back into host. No, I'll do that now. I'm just trying to respond to a few people that are sending me some private messages about our contact details.
Okay,
I'll do that.
We carry on. In terms of the nuts, okay, we want to eat a variety, first of all, of nuts, but at the same time, we also want to make sure that we're creating a situation where you are chewing the nuts. Yes, chewing is about exercising also the jaws as well. If you're just swallowing things by just thinking, you're not really helping your teeth to be strong. So what is very important here, you're saying, is that the enzyme action of our saliva chewing also going into those nuts, actually taking them down.
What you guys
but in your particular case,
different times. To call it in the morning, 12, 4, and
is it better to put a smoothie or use it up? I think if you are able to come on.
I'm sorry, Stephen. Someone on iPhone is disturbing what I'm trying to listen to.
Can somebody mute the person? Rebecca, have you got to go to mute?
Yeah, I'm going to go to, sorry, I'm just going to try and reclaim host. Sorry, 1 second.
So what we've got here is a way of really understanding that whatever we want to do today is really understand that nuts are so important, Pauline, okay? Everything we're doing around nuts and seeds is so important. Some people find it difficult to eat all the nuts and seeds they need. So sunflower seeds, poppy seeds, sesame seeds or flax seeds, things like linseed is the same as flax is golden and brown flaxseed. There's also things that we eat. Now, these are part of what they call the omega-3, 6, and 9. Now, Pauline, yes, they're important, but if you can't chew them, I would rather put them in a smoothie because I prefer somebody to take them than not to take them at all. Okay, so if some people can't eat as many, I mean, it's not that we. Some people will not be able to eat as many Brazilian nuts if they are, or if they're in a sort of raw format, but they can sort of swallow them. So it's very important what you're saying. It's a very valid question, but I think we should more chew the nuts because I think that's more beneficial than actually just swallowing them. But yes, they go down the same way and they're doing something good in the body, meaning that they're also benefiting. Almonds, we can soak and take in that way. They will actually release more of the nutrients. Brazilian nuts, we said they're rich in selenium. Things like cashew nuts and the red skin peanuts are very, very important, especially things like also, we could have pistachio nuts, walnuts. These are all very good for the brain. The brain is 60% fat. So you need the nuts to really begin to improve. And especially the seed oils. If you can't eat the nuts and you find it difficult to eat that, then you can, they've now made it easier for you. You can also create seed oils. There's even now chia seed oil. There's now groundnut oil. There's now olive oil. There's now things like almond oil. So you can add this pumpkin seed oil. There's a sunflower seed oil. Now these we need to get in cold pressed format, so we can just, we don't want to add any heat to them, because when we put heat on them, they get destroyed. So we can put them on our food as a teaspoon, mainly either on your salad or on your food. That will also help you as well.
Fantastic. Long as I know the properties are the same, I know I can have them either way. I'm good. Thank you very much.
Good. I'm good with that.
Thank you so much for that question. Have we got someone else that has a question for us? We'll take two more.
Yes. Can you hear me, Sandra?
Hello, Sandra. Yes, please go ahead. What's your question for Stephen today?
Yeah, my question is, I love nuts, love seeds, but I just recently told that they can be moldy, and that can be disruptive to the digestive system. It can cause candida and things like that. How does one get hold of unmoldy nuts, and how do you know when you are eating moldy nuts? So you go to Holland & Barrett, for instance, you buy a whole load of nuts. How do you know they're not moldy? Where is there a label that says they're not moldy? Because I want to eat nuts, I want to eat seeds, but I'm afraid of creating conditions like, you know, mold in the system, which is just not good for you.
Yes,
so
thank you for that question. It's a very, very important question. As we know, a lot of our food is stored in huge warehouses before it gets to us. And many times we also know that people are actually they're selling old nuts. There's no way of telling that sometimes the difference. But as soon as you eat it, you know that it's either soft, or the softness tells you that the nut is old sometimes, or sometimes the taste of. So what we're looking at here is also buying a higher grade, higher quality nuts. My question, extra expensive, but I always say one thing. Dr. Hulda Clark was very powerful in terms of her presentation of really in terms of prevention around the area of molded foods, and she said that certain foods have got an alcohol called phenol that is sprayed on them so they can last longer. So what we are looking at is rancid nuts. Rancid, sometimes you can see when you go to the supermarket, or sometimes these open areas, people are selling nuts in an open area and they've got all the nuts laid out in different pockets.
Right.
And what about all the things that are falling on those nuts and actually landing in them and growing? Because obviously there's something that they can eat and grow onto. So even though we don't take a look at that, but sometimes, like you're saying, and in most cases, a lot of us have got funguses that come from eating these nuts and seeds. Not mainly the nuts, mainly, but also try and there's the only way of preventing it, which I've found. I mean, and I'm not saying this in any other way, but just look at it as I'm saying it. Sometimes if you spend a little more, let's say, and I'm just saying spend a little more in terms of, let's say, if you look at Marks and Spencer, if you eat Marks and Spencer nuts, they're totally different from nuts from what? From another area. And you ask yourself, they're more expensive, but the quality of taste and taste is different, and the quality is different. And also the fact that, I'm not saying everyone should buy Max's, but I'm just giving you a range of the fact that sometimes the grades of preparation some people are selling
what you
nuts
pay for sometimes.
Yes, or maybe organic as well.
Expensive. Of course it's expensive, but I'm just saying some people have stored their nuts for 2 years and they bring them back to you to eat today. So they're going to have a little bit of mold on them, and also storage. Okay, if the nuts are kept open in an open area and not sealed in a format, then you're going to have that kind of effect. But I would also use some sort of I know it's not a way of cleaning. Like if let's say you got almonds, you want to also find a way of cleaning the nuts in and the water. Not all the nuts. I'm just saying is that certain nuts like almonds, if you're going to make almond milk or things like that.
Yes.
But yes, Sandra, you've raised a very valid point. Fungus has payroll, but obviously we need it's about striking a balance. We need nuts, so we don't stop eating nuts. Some people have got nut allergies, and that's understandable. The immune system is overreacting. We've got all kinds of allergies that come about causing inflammation that we've been talking about. So we want to make sure that we're also balancing our need for nuts and their oils, because the essential fatty acids, the omega-3, 6, and 9 that we get from the nuts is so important. If you can't do that, then Sandra, I would recommend that you go to the oils and get the nut oils and use those instead, because again, there's going to be less rancidity in there.
Okay, thank you.
Put them in,
That's
don't
helpful.
put them under light, and try and keep them in a place where it's dark place, but also make sure that they are actually cold pressed.
Cold pressed, yes. I use cold pressed olive oil. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Good.
So thank you so much for that question. That was such a good question.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we had
a question as well. Dale, I think, was putting his hand up. Dale Mukasa.
Yes, correct.
Dale Mukasa, do you have a question? You had your hand up. Okay, I think Dale was probably not in attendance at the moment. But what we want to actually look at this particular stage is realize that we are what we eat. Okay, and what we've mentioned today is that be careful about the choosing things that are free from fungus. Obviously, make sure that you can eat as much raw salads and vegetables as much as you can. Vegetable intake is very important. We talked about fiber intake as well being very important, but also using supplements like Mariandina. There was up again. There, please go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, good afternoon, Steve.
Good afternoon. How are you, Dale? Good to have you on the platform.
Okay. Yes, Steve, mine is not a question, but I would like to thank you for such a wonderful deliberation. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Dale.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being present. And like I said, Dale, that was great. Thank you for that. And I just want to say, wherever we are, I mean, the reason why we're doing these sessions is to help people to think about certain things that they normally would not be thinking about. And sometimes they don't have enough time to do research around things. So I will do it for you and help us to look at things collectively. Even if you don't use Mariandina, if you use Mariandina, it doesn't matter. It's not, we're not trying to sell you things. We're just trying to raise awareness, make sure that we start a family of wellness where we help each other. Each one teach one, each one heal one. Because every day people are getting ill. Today, COVID has taken many of our loved ones. Today, we're losing people through pancreatitis, through lupus, through bronchitis, through conditions that are preventable. Inflammatory diseases are killing so many people today. And all because of one thing. They're not aware of what is causing the inflammation. They're not aware of how to prevent the inflammation. They're not aware of how to actually treat the inflammation. So this platform is enabling us to come together and really create a wellness series to help us to use supplementation. Yes, we use Mariandina because that is what we offer as a supplement. That is what has worked for us for over 33 years. We've been treating inflammatory conditions with great success. So we are now in a position to bring about the next level, which is to add awareness, food prevention, food as medicine. Today, we're seeing many conditions that are staying in position because of lack of awareness. And people are suffering from chronic inflammation because they're not drinking enough water. Yeah, they're not absorbing the water they drink. In a situation where they're going through a situation where their inflammation has got to such a degree, and inflammation, remember, creates heat, pain, tenderness, and also swelling. So many times people have swollen feet and they're like that for the rest of their life. You know, they don't know how to actually work on things. So we mentioned key nutrients like licorice, which you find in Mariandina, things like ginseng. These are part of what we call the family of adaptogens. Things like Ashwagandha is also very good as an anti-inflammatory. We also mentioned things like turmeric. These are things that we can utilize. There's a lot of herbs, but within Mariandina, you've over 20 different anti-inflammatories built in. These are herbs that you're not going to find in Tesco's or Sainsbury's or any of these supermarkets or around the corner. So you've got to find them somewhere, and your body wants them. Okay, that's why we have Professor Sally has put them together for you in a special package. Just take one of each every day for general health, and if you're suffering from a condition, then you have to take the right dosage. You're only taking that dosage for a period of time, at least 6 months, and you go back to the what they call, because you see, if you don't give the body what it needs, it can't heal. It's like somebody saying, I'm thirsty and I need a glass of water. You just give them a teaspoon or a drop of water on their tongue. They never feel that they're fully satisfied. So the body is like that. It needs to be saturated with optimum nutrition to heal. And the reason why people actually sometimes take painkillers is a way of controlling it. These are what they call NSAIDs. There's a way of controlling it, but never gets to the root of the problem. So that's what we also offering holistic wellness consultations. You can call me directly on WhatsApp because I'm actually out of the UK at the moment. I'm on the +44 77 659 61818. That's +44 77 659 61818. If you've got any question about, we always want to help people in terms of really creating solutions. And from here, we can hear about people. If there's anybody who's actually done a consultation with me, maybe we can also help some people to get an awareness of what we do. Or if you've used Mariandina, it's your chance to help people to understand. You can give a little testimony of, say, you know what, I use Mariandina to help me in this way, or I use Stephen's method of holistic wellness consultations. Those who want to contribute, because, I always say, people say, oh, no, I don't want people to know me. No, nobody's going to know you. It's just that you're just helping people to help themselves. And this sometimes is why we don't get better, because nobody knows anybody, nobody tells them. So people die constantly because nobody tells them that the solution is here, or that I've got an effect.
Lack of information.
Lack of information. Just like it says in the good book, my people perish because of a lack of knowledge. Lack of awareness. We want to change that by these wellness series, coming together, healing together, creating a family of wellness. So please put your details in the chat room for us to stay together. So when we have another seminar like this, you don't miss out. So we do this every month just to help raise awareness.
Yes, please do. So you can direct message myself, direct message Stephen with our contact details. And what we'll do is we will save that. And as Stephen said, we'll inform you of up and coming wellness seminars, as well as accessing how to access Stephen's consultations, and as well as accessing Mariandina and some special promotions that we will be doing through the website, details that I've posted in the chat. So please give us your information just so we can stay in contact. And exactly as Stephen said, about building a community of wellness, building a community in which we share knowledge to enable us to be the experts over our body and our health. As Stephen said, there's been a shift due to this pandemic. A lot of people are not being seen to. So it's time for us to understand our body and become the experts. And taking the Mariandina supplements is a fantastic starting point. As Stephen said, this has been developed by Dr. Sally, Stephen's father, and it took many years of research at his high professional level as a consultant. And then obviously studying herbs. So Mariandina is such a good place to start. We've gone through all the ingredients that are in the Mariandina. And as we said, some of them, most of us have never heard of before, and we haven't got access to them as part of our regular diet. So incorporating this into our diet, as well as eating healthy, exercising, and all the other things that we know to do that's good for us, will really, really help us to arrive at a place of wellness. And again, with these packages, we've also got a syrup as well, a syrup for children under 12 years old. So as we know, the children have just gone back to school. They are now, coming into contact with many different children. And as we know, there's a saying that children spread germs. So there's also a syrup that if you have any children in your family under the age of 12, there's a Mariandina syrup, which has a concentration of all those vitamins, minerals that is good for children at a very, very affordable price of only £12. So come on, if you know family members, friends and family, we can also offer them the link to this presentation, as well as making purchases on their behalf as a token of our, gesture and as the information we've learned. So someone has just said, oh, great, where can I get this for my little girl. So Shez, I've posted my direct contact details within the chat. Please let me know that you've got that. Please contact me directly. You can also make a purchase of the Mariandina syrup online, which is www.mariandinasupplements.com. So you can access that and make your purchase today and try it. And I've tried it as well, and it's, well, my daughters have tried it, and I've tried the Mariandina products, and I've got some wonderful testimonials. But as Stephen said, is there anyone else here on this platform who would like, is the syrup suitable for 2 years? Janine is asking, is the syrup suitable for 2-year-olds?
Yeah, anybody above 6 to 7 months can take that. Okay, they can take that. It will help them. Even half a teaspoon for anybody between 7 to 10 months, you can start taking at least a bit of the syrup, and that will help them in terms of their.
That will help boost children's immune system.
Yeah, anybody, 2-year-olds, they definitely can take that. It helps to prevent coughs and colds. It helps prevent all kinds of things. We've got Sandra who's got her arm up.
Yes, sorry, I'm asking another question. Sorry, I've only already asked one before. Just one thing. You know, the supplements, do they have like bulking agents, yeast, all the nasties that really affect the tummy and things like that? Or is it so totally naturally derived?
Yeah, it is. I would say totally naturally derived. One of the things that is in the Mariandina is literally. A lot of the stuff in there is 100% vegan based. There's no the things that are like what they call things that are fillers or things like that. It's all natural and whole vegan based.
Okay, that's good. All right. And then one other question. I like a cold drink with my meals. I just remember now that you said that when you're having your meals, try not to drink cold drinks. But I don't drink drinks that have got ice, but it is from the fridge. And I only drink a very little with my meal. Is it okay if I do that still, or should I just now not have any cold drink with meal?
Yeah, that's a very important difference. What I was saying is that, you know, culturally, sometimes we've grown up with people having lots of ice in their drinks, and they have a meal. Got this ice jug of ice, and as they eat their meal, they're sort of eating and having a. Now, obviously, it's okay to have a sip now and again, just so that you don't get stuck with the food inside of it. But
yeah, that's all I do. Yeah.
That's okay. But not to get ice cold drinks. You know, people put blocks of ice in the drink and.
Oh no! It's from the fridge, but I don't put ice in it.
It disrupts the digestive process. Aisha, if you can actually sometimes finish eating and then have a drink maybe half an hour later, but I know sometimes you need to have a sip because obviously your digestive processes might be, you're eating food that needs to be lubricated a little bit more. So what is most important, Sandra, is to remember that we want to promote good digestion, and that digestive fire that is in your gut, that's all the Creator's given us. We break down our food in our stomach area. So if you feel that with a lot of cold drinks, it just disrupts. That's why people get bloating, gas, and they feel they get bad digestion, and they find that in most cases they end up with a situation where they have a permanent problem with their gut, because again the situation, the stomach acid, if you have low stomach acid, that's because of poor zinc levels. Okay, so a lot of things are connected to nutrients, but at the same time, if you are eating and drinking at the same time, you've got to minimize the amount of drink you're taking while you're eating.
Yeah,
okay? Don't eat too much, or try and actually eat half an hour later, because again, you want a lot of the digestive process to go through fast, so the enzymes can break down the food and act on the food.
That's right. Thank you.
What we call bad digestion, where they are constantly having, some people got digestive diseases like acid reflux, and they get inflammation as they can having where they're constantly, their throat is burning with acid because of acid reflux. So they have a situation where they can't hold down anything. If they eat anything, they have pain in the stomach. So all this is because certain injuries have taken place inside the stomach and in the gut, in the esophagus. So there's a sense in where we have to find a way of really improving the fact that we need to eat more vegetables, because again, when we're not eating enough salads and things that we have what they call an acidity build up in the system. And that's why you find our body moves into an acidic state, and that promotes inflammation.
Yeah.
But what you
Thank you.
correct, watch out on the drinks. Don't drink ice cold drinks while you're eating your food.
Okay, thank you.
Cold beer, that's not good. I mean, again, obviously because of socialization, we don't care. But eventually, the problem doesn't start now, but it starts 10 months down the line, 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 3 years down the line. So what we're doing right now is so important. Okay, because what you do now builds on what you're going to get tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So it's very important that we can do that. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you very much,
Sandra. We've had a few questions in the chat with regards to the Mariandina syrup. So I've had from Sonia, can adults take the syrup? So and then another question with regards to syrup is, will it help with eczema in children?
Yes, I mean, the syrup has got something called sarsaparilla, very good for eczema. The only product in the whole world that actually helps with eczema directly, okay? Sarsaparilla, it's in the Mariandina syrup. Very powerful. When your child takes it, they've got eczema. Eczema, again, is a condition. It's coming from inside. Some people try and treat eczema by actually putting lots of creams on top.
Topically,
yeah, topically. We want to make sure that we actually treat the inside, because the toxins are trying to get out of the body. So when we actually apply the Mariandina syrup, it's got over 20 different nutrients in there that help to develop and correct the immune system, but also strengthen the child's capacity to deal with eczema, because it will pull out a lot of toxins. And also we recommend something called a chelation process, which is using things like superfoods like chlorella, things like spirulina, to pull up, because chlorella, a lot of the eczema is coming from the fact that through the vaccination process, they've taken in a lot of what they call thermos, which is a mercury that is actually now, it sometimes causes children to get autism, or sometimes causes children to be in a situation where they suffer from what they call eczema, which is very damaged skin of the joint area, and also the neck area can become very badly damaged because of cracks in the skin. Again, Mariandina is able to help with that. If you've got skin is really bad in terms of the eczema, you can use coconut oil, make a mixture of coconut oil, sesame seed oil, and also things like aloe vera and vitamin E oil, as well as also things like something like we talked about aloe vera, vitamin E oil, witch hazel is also another very good one, and also the aloe vera. But all those are very good in terms of helping with what they call the skin condition around eczema. But again, trying the coconut oil is also a very good one. Again, you want to avoid the skin cracking. Okay, so when the cracks come in, it damages the skin, and that causes problems in terms of repair of the skin. The skin is the largest organ we have, and if we don't look after it, it might move into a state of disrepair because of what they call a lack of lubrication and also a lack of good circulation. Okay, these are all things that plague the skin. So the skin, you know, to prove that you can take, for the child, you want to make sure you use that chelation process, which I've talked about, get some chlorella and get some spirulina. Again, you also get things like activated charcoal. Okay, activated charcoal helps to mop up a lot of the toxins that cause the child, as it gets the chance to take out a lot of toxins that help to take out the process of what is plaguing and causing the eczema. And you find that if the child takes Mariandina syrup, within a space of 30 days, you'll start to see a difference in terms of that child stop crying because of the pain and things like that, and you'll start to get better.
Excellent. It's never too early for children, isn't it, to have the syrup and the supplements to supplement the nutrition, because again, the quality of food, quality of food that we give them, and oftentimes, you know, if the child's having school dinners and things like that, you will definitely know that the food is highly refined and hasn't got all the nutrients that you described in it. So it'd be very good for us to make it a good practice, isn't it, with children from young, to really be giving them nutrition to, as you said, prevention is all about prevention. We don't have to wait until we've been subscribed with a bag of tablets before we now start to think about holistic avenues and different options or alternatives, isn't it? It's about starting when you're young as a child and health and are in a state of health, prevention. But as well, the key thing about Mariandina is it actually can reverse all the conditions that you discussed today. So it's never too early, but it's never too late also.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things that we can do at this stage is know that the Creator has given us a human body that heals itself. So the only reason why the body doesn't heal is because we're not giving it what it needs. When you give it what it needs, I've seen thousands of people who have actually have tremendous recovery because of one thing. They've realized that their body, they're doing everything else but the right thing. And what they mean by the right thing is that the immune system is the key to your healing. If you get that immune system right, you don't have to worry about anything else. Everything will just do it automatically because that's what it was designed to do. But I think we're coming to the close of the day. I know some people have got things to do. I'm sure they're not going to be this all day. They're going to go to do their shopping, their fun, and enjoy the family. So we want to say thank you, first of all, to you, Rebecca. Thank you so much for being with us and sharing with us and creating a platform for us to move together as one in terms of creating awareness and the wellness series. Thank you to the whole of the team here who are behind the wellness series. I want to thank Angela for Angela Jutta, and also all the Jutta family for all what they do in terms of helping, promoting, and creating awareness. I also want to thank the different families that are involved in promoting around from the UK. Thank Galaxy, as well as also many of the platforms that have helped us to raise awareness on a different platform. But I also want to do a special thanks to Angela, my queen, for actually creating also a platform in which we can actually continue to work and raise awareness in different areas. And I also want to thank you, Rebecca, for also providing what we call the focus and insight around organizing us in terms of a new way.
Oh,
so
my pleasure.
I always
my
believe one
absolute
thing.
pleasure.
There's no journey like the present. And I always say, all the people who I've ever met along this healing journey, I always want to share with you one thing with you. It's time for us to share the message. Too many people are dying without us actually holding a hand out, or what I call an olive leaf to them. Let's do that. Whatever we've had today, not just about the Mariandina, whatever nutritional ideas we've had, let's try them out. Let's see how our body feels, okay? As your body is always about feeling good. So let's make the effort to create the right environment to heal. Thank you so much for joining us. Every one of you, from Gloria to Sandra, thank you for your questions. Alan Najoko, thank you so much. I want to thank Jeannie Brooks, Avis, Barbara Sanju, Barbara, Hotep to you, greetings to you. I want to thank Barry Wallen, Brenny, Daphne Neb, Diana, all the Dianas in there, as well as also Evelyn, as well as also want to thank the Faith, Fire Tablet, Gloria C, Hortense, more power to you. All the iPhones in there, whoever you are, we celebrate you.
Thank
Janet
you.
Brown, Janine, John Edwards, Ken, Hotep to you, my brother, and also Matilda. My sisters and brothers, thank you so much for joining us. Join us next month as we tackle the area of detox and cleansing, how to detox, how to cleanse, what is the value of fasting, the value of what to use for parasite cleansing, what to use for the area of what they call blood cleansing, what to use for colon cleansing, what to use for what we call blood building, as well as also helping with the situations of really overall juice detoxing and things like that. So we'll be looking at that in more detail and helping us to actually examine this area. Now, I also would like us to be in an interactive way. If you know something, share it. We're not the only ones who are the source of all information. So I always say we learn from each other, okay? I do a bit of research, you do a bit of research, together we're stronger, okay? And we can get through the season, because we're in a serious season right now, as we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might not even get in the supermarket without the snake bite. That's another story altogether. Anyway, take care and all the best, and wish you a fantastic weekend, whatever you're doing. Enjoy.
Thank you, everyone. Join us next time with the Saturday, the 30th of October. On this Zoom platform, we will be sending you some information in between. Please stay in contact. And yes, as Stephen said, thank you so much. And everyone have a blessed day in whatever you're doing.